All right, welcome to Deepnight Revelation. We will be picking up where we left off last week. These guys, wow, a lot. Oh, wow, that was there was a lot of stuff that was found. So they found the wreckage of the Resolute, which was a 30,000-ton Valiant-class battleship of the Great Republic, and they saw that it was wrecked. Something had rammed it, broke its back. It was not ever going to be usable again. So they opted to go aboard to seeking salvage, is what they were doing. While they were aboard, they discovered that what had damaged it, likely, was probably a bioship belonging to the biologicals. And they ran into a couple of biologicals, and one of them was a heavy lifter, was rummaging through the ammo stores and accidentally enabled a torpedo, and it was floating in 0G, and Mel shot it, taking out the biological, most of the deck, and almost himself, but not quite. They also found...
Solo kill.
Yes, yeah, solo kill. And so they also found that evidently just prior, perhaps as much as a week before the encounter with the bioship, the Resolute had run across the wreckage of a other ship, a ship that is registered as likely being from the Dual Alliance. They boarded or took on some of that wreckage in the form of some cargo containers, and these guys discovered that the cargo containers were actually filled with the Deepnight entity, or were infected. Whatever was in there was infected. And the Resolute, during that week in jump, started noticing more and more problems with their crew as the symptoms of infection started to grow. By the time they got out of jump, they were to the point where they were going to have to essentially bar off the seal off that cargo hold so that this couldn't get out, and then the bioship showed up. It is unknown if the two are related in any way. Maybe the bioship was following or tracking the fungus, or nobody knows. It could have been simply a coincidence as well. And so these guys booked it off of the ship and made it back to Revelation, went through a lengthy decontamination process, and at this point, Revelation has jumped to the next line in their route towards or into what is known as Void Shore. Before we get started, we would like to bring your attention to the fact that we do have a merch store via Zazzle. We've got t-shirts and hoodies and buttons and whiskey rocks glasses, beer steins, and there's just a ton of stuff. And 100% of the proceeds from that store goes directly back into our channel. And so if you like the show and you want to help us out, go grab yourself a t-shirt, and Sarda's going to go grab his food. Okay. Go grab yourself a t-shirt, and we appreciate everything you do for us. So we will give him just a moment to return. So, yeah,
Go
ahead.
Did we just get narrated off the wreckage?
No, you ran you ran the wreck into the star.
That's right. Okay, then never mind. It's too late.
Yep. The wreckage.
You're right. I remember.
Yep. You guys were able to get the astrogation computers back online and the M drive online, and just set it in a straight line. And
it's my own fault.
It blowed up or burned up.
Yeah. I was wanting to hindsight, of course, but I was wanting to check. Those biologicals. One of them, we kind of fucked him off. They were rummaging through I was wanting to see if perhaps the spores had infected them, and I didn't check. So I didn't check. That's the fair.
Yep, you didn't.
Fair way to go. Yeah, but I really want to know that information. But
So
That
in my Wednesday night game, we ran into yet again some fairly common questions and mistakes and whatnot about the one character we have that has access to psionics. He is a Jodani, and he ended up being a nobleman, and he rolled that he got the psionics. So he came by him honestly, but he had the same questions that I initially asked, and pretty much every person that I've ever seen who starts playing the game um, has those same questions, and not related to some of the issues that we had with psionics before, but it seems like whenever those questions comes up, it's always something to do with psionics, because when you look in the core rulebook, it's funny because the core rulebook presents these rules and ways for you as a player character to get them, and then at the same time acts like it or implies that they don't want you to have it. It's very odd. And so it almost like, and it really seems to me like the rules have never been finished. Like they half-assed them and said here they are, and that's it. And so I really I delved into it. I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of this. We're gonna fix it. And so I came up with the character sheet. If you guys, if you for anybody that's got psionics, you can find it on the server. It's in the Traveler folder or Traveler 2E folder, in the core rulebook folder, and I've got both a standard PDF, just for print games, and I've got a form fillable. So if you want to have it in a Adobe Acrobat window, you can fill it out. And we'll just use the same rules that the standard skills go by. So your talents are all going to be broad skills, and then you got specialties below it. So, and then that made me think, okay, well, I gotta kind of retcon this back to the beginning, because Sarda and Bocephus both have psionic skills, and if it had played out that way from day one, they would have had the opportunity to train some of those skills up. And so, basically, the way that will work is whatever you have currently stays. So, like, for instance, if you've got awareness 1, that becomes awareness 0, and then you get to put a 1 in one of the specialties below it. So that means you can use any awareness skill, but for that particular one, you get to add 1. And then I was thinking, this is a perfect opportunity, because we're not using the XP rules anymore. I'll just give you guys 10 XP points that you can spend using that rule to level up whatever else. And anything that you don't have, like if you don't have telekinesis, or even at 0, then you don't get it. That you can't even use those abilities. Because that's just the nature of psionics. You either have it or you don't. And so that's how we'll do that moving. Does that make sense?
Can we start that next week?
Yeah, I mean.
Well, I mean, my only thing is I would like, I'd like to be able to play this session with just how we've been playing, and let me get the PDF and
Right.
look at it.
Yeah,
and,
no. Yeah, yeah, we can implement this by next week. That gives you a week to kind of look over the character sheet and decide where you want to spend those 10 points. The skill point expenditure, it just uses, let me see what page that's not right. See, I haven't looked at it in a while now. I don't remember what page it's on.
And so instead of like telepathy, I would do life detection. And I would use my psionic score plus my life detection score.
So if you, like right now, what is your telepathy score?
2.
Okay. So you could say that would change that to telepathy 0, and then you could say, well, I have life detection 2. Or you could say I have life detection 1 and I've got another skill at 1. However
Okay,
you
yeah,
want to do it. And then
yeah,
yeah, you're
yeah.
right. It would be 2D plus your psi modifier plus your plus whatever
Life
skill. Right.
detection. Yeah. Okay,
Right.
I get it.
Um
Yeah, I'll figure it out
where's
after that. And then you're being cool by giving me 10 points I can put amongst all of them.
yeah. Why
So,
am I having I'm
well,
looking in the correct book.
okay.
Oh, here it is. Yes. So it is on page 42 of the Traveler Companion. Um, unless you have. Oh no, this is the updated version. So it's page 42, gaining skills, and that tells you how much to go from one skill level to gain
Yeah, yeah,
one
yeah,
point.
yeah.
So that tells you what you need to know. So, anyways, during this weekend jump, you guys can also, of course, add a week of study time to whatever it is that you are studying presently.
Oh, you can you can do it under the legacy psionics on the character sheet.
Right. And that's how we ended up having to put in the Jodani skills for Cody on Wednesday night.
Yeah. All right. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
And
No, I
well,
yeah.
so are you. Hell yeah. Looking good,
So
buddy.
yeah, you can put in a week of study for whatever it is that you have been studying. I don't know if that puts anybody at the 8-week mark. Anybody? Not so much. Uh, but in addition to your study time, the captain and the first officer they reconvene their meeting, and because you were having this meeting on Ford steps, and so the jump that they have made. So where you were at, man, there's just a bunch of stuff in this region. I mean, they make it sound. Yeah. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 stars that are all orbiting one another. And so I mean, this is just this cluster FSN-X. That's why it's a waypoint. Is because there's just so much stellar activity here, and following the scuttling of the remains of the Resolute, the captain thought that it was, while you guys were in decon, felt that it was probably in the ship's best interest to jump. And so he picked another one of these stars and jumped to it. And the star that he is selecting is called VSX minor C. It is a K5 star. I think. Yeah, here it is. So this is the full system data of this system. I mean, there's just a lot going on here. It's probably awash with all kinds of radiation, I would imagine. But he's setting a course for minor C, which is a K5 star. There is 3 small gas giants there. They can refuel and move on. And in that time, during jump, he kind of brings up this map. And the reason that they chose VSX minor C is that the stellar cartography, they of course have been looking while you guys were were messing around on the Resolute, the science division was, of course, taking a close look at each of these stars, because this is like a stellar nursery. This is a very strange situation. So they were doing what science does when they're bored. They were doing science. And one of them that they took a look at was VSX minor C3, which is a terrestrial planet that it's showing the telltale signs that it could be habitable. And so they prompted the captain, like, if we're going to jump, let's go there because we can take a closer look at it. And he didn't see a problem with that. It was on their way. So that's where you are heading. So the overall, God, you guys have traveled a long ways. I'm going to just draw a freehand line, and we'll see. So it kind of went like this. Kind of like that over the course of the last 7 years, at least 8 years at this point. Long ways. And so this, and I'm going to zoom in just a bit here. Each one of these squares, of course, is an entire sector of space, which is a 4x3 of subsectors. And so, I mean, this is a lot further than it looks. And so, the next point being something. Oh, I know what this is. So number 4 here is known as the Black Pit.
That sounds fun.
Right. I mean, you know, maybe it's a ball pit. There we go. It says that in that region, so the reason why you're having this particular conversation now is because this region has a number of oddities in it, particularly areas of low stellar density. And so, this is a close-up, and you'll see that they're calling this line here the, oh. There we go. This line here is being called the transition, and as you're coming into Void Shore, and it there's several of these here that are showing low stellar density, and then there is actually a ridge, a rift over here that this is kind of a shore on, and so the next point is this one, VS-X, which is the sector that they have just, arbitrarily named, and they detect that VS-X is a moderate to average stellar density, and so that's really going to be the jumping off point of reaching terminus point, which is where, of course, this is where all of this is leading to, where they think the Deepnight entity's home is. Although knowing what we know now, saying that the entity has any particular home is a little weird. But that is oh wait. Yeah, that is where you will jump off. It says that it is defined by 4 distinctive stars, with the first being a rapid pulse RFA-VS-Q. It lies outside the Void Shore region and beyond the conventionally accepted bounds of the spiral arm. Rimward is point VS-X, easily detectable from charted space, and provides a quick initial position reference point to any ship in the void shore. This is one of the first reference points that you would expect to register after a jump in the region. And then the third is RFA VS-X, which is a looks like it's another pulsar. Yeah. So this is a very easily seen road mark or waypoint. If you can tell that you misjump, because if you're not able to find that, then you're in trouble. Because I mean, it stands out. You could see it all the way back from charted space on Earth. You could see, VS-X. And so his question really is, he wants options. He wants to know how you guys feel. Should you be moving at maximum speed, flank speed? Should you be taking it cautiously? What are your feelings on the matter?
I think we're moving in to the focal point of everything. And I mean, if anybody has uncovered anything that is going to be very beneficial to our cause of combating this, I mean, the closer we get, the closer that other people that's come to study it or fight it would have gotten. And if we could find what they've done or information that they've left behind before we reach the focus of it all, then I think that's the smarter way to go. I think we should be cautious and do like a zigzag searching pattern.
Okay.
My view is I'm with Admiral Farragut. Damn the torpedoes. Full speed ahead.
Okay. What's Sarda think on the matter? As he's chewing his food. I know, I always ask the question.
I think the more information we have, the better. So I'm a little hesitant to just charge in when we have really good sensors and scanners. Let's get our information before we plow it.
Okay.
I support the get information.
Okay. All right. So he will. The captain kind of takes that to heart, and he discusses it with the first officer. They agree that is probably the best course of action, is to not just rush in. They should be gathering as much intel as they can, because you are getting close. This is the last leg, really, of your journey before reaching terminus point. And so this, if there was infection to be found, it would be thought that you would probably find it here. Statistically, while the odds are higher, because space is so large, that's not saying much. Are you talking like, oh, well, there's a higher percentage chance. Well, what's the percentage? Like 0.0000002%. So, but if there's anything to be found here, that's it.
Have we figured out why these civilizations that we've recently passed through, that are relatively close in astronomical terms, have never heard of this goddamn thing? They haven't. Do not enter here.
Well, that's a perfect example. So, I mean, space is so large that, let's say, so when these guys first ran into it, the initial point of contact happened 300,000 years ago, when a ancient Droyne ship discovered something on an asteroid, and it took samples. That something was the entity, and it overtook their crew, and they decided to detonate their ship. And they had a ground base, and they started to have issues, of course, because there was transfer. And so they studied it. They did come up with the first level of the inoculation. Okay. And they put that into the soil of the moon. And so that's why Alpha, and you weren't here for that one, but that's why it was semi-resistant to the entity. It didn't stop it, but it was resistant. That the probability of an infected asteroid, for example, hurtling through space and hitting something is a lot lower than you might think. And so they haven't had any infected asteroid impacts, or nobody's gone out and found anything and brought it back, because that's its only way of spreading. But the thought pattern on this was that, so these guys ran into it twice in two fairly close game sessions. I think there was 1 or 2 game sessions in between when they ran into it again. And so because they had found it twice, and this was, of course, brought to the attention of the Admiralty of the Imperial Navy, the Imperium got together with Deepnight LLC, and they decided that, in reality, or we are going to posit this to the public as a exploration mission, the likes of which has never been done, which is true. But in reality, your real mission is to go to Terminus Point, because they tracked it. They were like, where did this come from? And they tracked it all the way back. And so the real mission is to go and put a stop to this. That the only reason for that is that they ran into it twice so close together, so they knew that something was going on bad. And then the probability of, well, if 2 of those events happened, what if a third one happens and it's a meteor impact on like a populated world? Let's say that it hit like Tobiah, which has billions of people living on it. It would go nuts. And it has such a high traffic rate for trade that there's no way that you'd contain it. And so then it would be moved to 100 other worlds with the power of the jump drive, and now you've got 100 worlds that are infected, and they're all spreading traffic. It literally would be talking about the end of the human civilization. And so that's why this mission was thought of. But the chances of a meteor or an asteroid impacting with a world that is infected is infinitesimally low. I mean, a lot of these rocks are just going to hurtle through space forever and never hit anything, because there's just such massive gaps in between. Or they'll get caught in an orbit and they'll just, end up in an Oort cloud somewhere, or orbiting as a small moon, or what have you. But the odds of an infected rock hitting is low. That's why. So, is there anything else you guys are doing during this week of jump? Anything in particular?
Gonna work on my anti-fungal stuff. I'm trying to find level 3.
Okay. Let's see here. Go. So yeah, you can go ahead and make a science biology plus education check. That's pretty good. So you are on track. So some of the bioscans that you got off of Resolute, and combining that information with with the scans that you have already taken from the biological, because you do have one of their brain cases in a lab, and you have studied it, and so you have made some progress. Not enough to say that you're not even at like a prototype stage yet, or you're not even. It's not even ready to be tested on rats yet, but you are making progress towards that level 3.
Wonderful.
Anybody else?
I think
my recon up.
Yeah, I'm continuing to work on vac suits, but I think we need to start doing training, vac suit training, dealing with hostile. We need to get the crew ready to start prepping and training for dealing with the fungus.
So, basically doing a hostile decontamination, hostile environment suit, drills.
The correct use of flamethrowers.
The correct use of flamethrowers. Yes, how to wave an ultraviolet light wand.
So we need to start putting something like that together so that people are prepped for when and if we do encounter them. Because we're getting in closer to the end of this.
Okay. So,
and I figure the farther out we start, the better. If we wait till too long, people will start really freaking out.
That's true. Go ahead and make an administration plus intellect or education check.
Sure.
It was a routine check. There's always a possibility of failure. So yeah, you organize and get these drills started, and they kind of take over one of the you have training facilities, and so one of them is pretty much dedicated to doing these drills and training, pretty much nonstop. They're running it around the clock. That way, late shift people can then come in and get some training and before they hit the rack and things like that.
Right on. Yeah, I just want to have the crew prepped because we know we're going to deal with this at a certain point, and I figure that if we wait until we're really close to the date and people feel like they're completely untrained, they're going to all panic and mutiny.
Right.
So let's get them some training, let them feel like know what they're doing and they're ready for whatever's going to happen, even if they aren't.
Especially the new recruits. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
well,
definitely.
If you're doing training, drills, emergency surprise, this is not a drills.
Excellent idea.
Infection in section 2.2. Somebody's gonna die.
Then they all run in their gear, and they get there, and there's some asshole wearing like a tank top and shorts with a stopwatch. Oh, you were 30 seconds later that time.
Yeah.
Your coach that made you climb the rope in gym class.
Yeah.
So, and so Mel, you're spending your time studying. What were you studying?
Recon.
I don't know. Somebody, you're in like a hollow room and they're holding up like flashcards. Did you see it? Or like the eye test where you have to click the clicker every time you see the dot. What about Pappy?
Pappy is trying to working on his skill and just trying to figure out, making sure he's got his piloting skills sharp and ready to go because might need to do some crazy flying.
I get the image of the kid from Galaxy Quest. What are you doing? I'm practicing.
Exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, Pappy's in the flight sims, and well, you're all commanders, so you're all division commanders of the mission division. So, I was gonna say
making sure the other pilots are trained up too.
I was gonna say it's probably time for a promotion, but there's really nowhere for you to go. You're already at the top of the food chain. So the week goes by,
Get
And
more extra food rations.
yes, you get extra food rations. Because good job in scuttling the Resolute. Actually, I think Mel probably should get a commendation, a medal for quick thinking and in destroying that biological by shooting the torpedo. So you get like a piece of fruit salad to add to your chest when wearing dress uniforms.
I love some mandarin oranges.
Yes. And if you ever make it back to Charted Space, I think the campaign ribbon, rather than like having a series of different campaign ribbons, but for Deepnight Revelation, it's just one long campaign ribbon that goes across your entire chest because there was no separation there. So you spend the week and you come out of jump at Minor C3, VSX Minor C system. And this is kind of what this whole thing looks like. And you will also note that I fucked this map up. This is supposed to be where the planet is, but this will do fine. So C3, initial scans immediately start coming in. Let's see, that is going to be... Yeah, so initial scans come in that C3 is a habitable planet, indeed, and its exact makeup is about 9,600 kilometers in diameter, so it is considerably larger than Mars, and it has a surface gravity of 0.7 Gs. It's got thin atmosphere, 0.43 to 0.7 pressure, but it is a shirt sleeves environment. There is no need for filter or respirator or any of that nonsense. There we go. Sorry, even with my glasses, my allergies are causing my eyes to go blurry. It is 26 to 35% water. There are small seas in even small oceans. And then beyond that, of course, it has zero population, no government, and no law level, and no tech level or starport to be had. So, I mean, this isn't a overly terrible planet. Says conditions there are harsh, and all life there is rather primitive. The seas are shallow and salty, filled with plankton and similar simple creatures, which are there are a couple of higher level species that feed on them. There's virtually no animal life on land, and most of the plants that they're estimating most of the plants will be things like succulents that cling to the very edge of existence. And there's a lot of deserts on this world. Surface temperatures vary depending on the positions of the stars or its position to the star. At present, the planet is going through a hot period. And so this world, this orbital that you're seeing here is far too round. But it is what it is for the program that I use. And I don't remember the guy's name, but it's fantastic. It's online. You can go and you can use it. It's great. Anyways, so this is a highly elliptical orbit. And so the planet goes through a hot-cool cycle that really goes for tens of thousands of years long. And so, at the very long end, it's, of course, in its cool cycle for tens of thousands of years, but now it's getting closer again, and it will be in a hot cycle for tens of thousands of years. And not hot enough that it's going to burn everything off the planet, but it is going to... be hot. It'll be uncomfortably warm. It's not going to burn it to death, though. And this whole factor kind of makes it very interesting to the science division, because they wanted to get a closer look at it because of this, because they want to see what that effect is on the life forms that are on the world. And so, Sarda, if you would like to, you can take a closer look with sensors at the planet.
Sure.
So, electronic sensors plus intellect. And you get a +2 to that.
$12.
Nice.
Ooh, okay. Wow, okay. So, I just have this image of you looking through the thing like in Star Trek, like you're like Spock looking through the binoculars into the desk. You detect that there is a section on the, well, there's 3 sections on the planet that are relatively close to one another where the land has been purposely cleared. You've seen this before, and it is on world. You've seen it on worlds that had Droyne monuments from the expedition by Oiskrusk and his lot that were basically trying to do the same thing that you're doing now. And there are these 3 clearings that are very, very close to one another. I think it's and even from orbit, you can detect that there are monuments at each of these 3 clearings. And when I say that they're close to one another, I mean you're seeing this large area on your sensor scanners, and they're like almost touching one another.
Wow.
The one thing that you do note is that these monuments and this clearing, at least from orbit, appear to be significantly less ostentatious than the last one. Because, I mean, if you remember in the past...
Still guaranteed to make me shit my pants, though, right?
Maybe. I mean, in the past, these guys built a monument on a frozen star. That's the kind of shit that they were capable of doing. So this is, compared to that, this is like, whatever. It's like going to the Walmart carnival that's set up in the parking lot versus Disneyland.
Well, the woo-woo symbols on all those always make me freak out.
Well, yeah. I mean, usually you've rolled bad every time. You always are the one that gets the headache and the bloody nose. So yeah, on C3 you discover these monuments. I don't know what you want to do about that.
We need to go look at the monuments while Will is muted and we can't hear him.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely like to check them out.
Okay.
To the monuments.
So, Pappy, you can go ahead and make a piloting plus dex check.
Oh, sure, make me fly to the damn monuments. Wrong fucking tab. Okay, I was like, why am I looking at all my combat shit?
Right. Yeah.
That's where we ended up last time. I'm pilot. I can fly.
Okay. So, believe it or not, Pappy barely gets you. No, yeah, it was a routine check. So, but I mean that's one of the lower rolls that Pappy's made. But he launches the craft and brings you in. Pretty much not a lot to see on this world. Very, very, very dry. Not dry with desert conditions on the land, and you can, now that you're getting closer, your sensors are reading that these are exceptionally shallow seas. I mean, not shallow enough that you're going to be able to walk across the planet on them, but relatively shallow. And so he brings you in and right over the top of these monuments. And these monuments, there are 3 of them. And let me see if I can get this right. The monuments stand at the center of a perfectly flat circle fused into the surface of the planet's biggest desert. The circle goes down 25 meters and is over a kilometer in diameter, with a 20-meter needle at the exact center. This is surrounded by 6 partially hollow hemispheres, and the inward-facing surface of each is slightly concave, and 5 are covered in some whorls and spiral patterns that you've seen on other monuments. So there are, in total, and I've got a picture for this, there are 6 of these monuments. This is kind of what you are seeing. And so Pappy sets you down.
Whoa.
These look kind of modest.
Right, compared to the other ones. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, this is I don't know, maybe they're running out of ideas. Like, it's really hard to top the temple sitting on the frozen star. I mean, once you go that route.
Yeah, but these are the same similar looking designs that we've seen in the portions of the artifacts we found. I mean, we definitely want to go touch it and try to telepathically commune with it until the rules change and it's not as easy as it is.
So Bocephus wants to go touch the
You
ball.
say we.
Yes, but this whole we thing. So yeah, I mean, there's 6. I don't know if you want to, like, because I don't know if you guys want to split up and tackle 2 at a time, or how do you want to do this?
Well, I mean, until we get a sense on if this shit is safe or not, I mean, there's safety in numbers.
That's true.
I was like, are we on a time crunch? Because if not, like, let's just.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
Flame rifles and cameras for everybody.
Okay. Yeah, at least here the flame rifles will work.
Yep, and I'll make sure I have a bunch of my stuff ready. I think we developed some kind of gel we could put, or mist that we could put on the outside of our vac suits. It would help repel the spores.
You were working on that.
Yeah,
I mean,
I guess that's the next phase, isn't it?
Yeah, that would really be. I mean, you have a gel using the vaccine that you have.
Okay.
You don't know if it will actually work or not.
Oh, we don't know if it's effective. Okay.
Right.
Well, so let's.
Won't know until we know.
Yeah, we need to wait until we have a fungus that we have to deal with and do tests.
Just imagine
see if we can get
coming back in and your suit's just covered in like KY
Vaseline.
Jelly. Yeah, KY jelly
yeah,
Vaseline.
It's got that grease.
Yeah.
You know, if you've ever got a roommate that you don't like or something, if you put Vaseline on their flip-flops or shower shoes, they hate that.
Yes.
Because you can't just wash that shit off.
No.
I mean,
not only that, but the petroleum. If it's Vaseline, petroleum jelly will eat through the plastic and the rubber. So.
Oh, see, man, it's never lasted that long on it. I mean, every time I've done it to somebody, it's like the shower.
I like how you imply that you've done this multiple times to people.
Yeah, they get the feet wet and it gets real. Really, they just put their foot on it and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" And then they try to wash it and they don't get it good, and and then it's still slippery, and then I have to buy them a new pair of flip flops. But it's not that they got eaten; it's because they're slippery.
Right.
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 Yeah.
So, what are you wearing for for gear. Like I said, this is technically a shirt sleeves environment.
I'm going full vac suit with UV lighting.
Okay. HEV suit or regular vac suit?
It's the one that I've always been wearing, I guess, is the HEV.
Yeah, that's usually. I think Sarda's the only one that has his regular.
He's got his
Because
It's got
usually it's
mod.
very normal.
yeah, because
Yeah,
he's got
it's
all
got
his bells
mods
and
and stuff.
whistles and whatnot.
Yeah, it's got this little air conditioning thing that cools all on his backside. I tried it on and it just made me think I was wet, but
Yes.
it felt damp. You know, it's weird.
Okay. What about Mel?
Yeah, it does have the coolant rig.
Mm.
Mr. Mel?
Oh, was I muted? I'm going to go with the HEV. I'm a wimp.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
And how are you armed? What are you packing for pew pews?
My usual, which would be the Gauss subby and the was it Sonic Axe?
Mhm.
Oh, the static axe. Yeah.
There you go, that one.
Just in case you need to cut some of
Oh.
these in half.
You remember the band Static X, right?
God, yeah, static axe.
Yeah, well, I mean that's how I remember the name is because every time he goes Static Axe in the back of my head, you know, I'm like, you know, hearing a Static X song.
Okay. Josephus, are you packing any heat?
Hell yes, I am. Heap rounds in my Gauss sniper rifle,
Okay.
my med kit.
After
And,
what you guys are taking no chances since what you ran into on the Resolute.
Man, I just know that the picture that you're showing us doesn't look to have a lot of vegetation, and that's the result of a fungus eating all the organic stuff as well. So
See, you guys do this every time. It's like, oh, why didn't I think of that? Yeah, we'll go with that. Pappy, what are you gearing up with?
I'm just gonna go with the standard vac suit and my laser rifle because my laser rifle does burn shit. So,
Okay.
is the laser effective against the fungus?
Yes.
All right, then yeah,
Yeah.
laser rifle it is.
It's just not explosive.
Right.
That's the
Explosives are overrated in my mind. You know that can be a problem.
Here's
You know, a couple weeks ago, you got me completely intrigued by this drone operator build, and all this fucking fungus horse shit. Man, I wish I had chosen that to begin with.
Oh, I would. Yeah, I mean, I would. That would be one of my go-to initial skills. Would be remote ops. There was a.
But
Did we get those drones?
Do what?
Did we end up getting any of those drones or?
no.
Nope. In fact, they used them to search out the rest of the
There are
ship.
a lot of nooks and crannies on those things.
Yep, they opted to just go for the safer route and nuke it all. Nuke it all and worry about it later.
Yeah, we found the fungus on that shit, man.
Oh, so everything's got to burn. Kill it all with fire. Okay.
Yeah, it is all tainted.
It's like the
You know.
the
Okay,
end
that
of
makes sense.
the story, the Velveteen Rabbit, where the little girl is sick and with, I don't know, flu or plague or whatever, and they burned all of her bedding and her favorite stuffed animal at the very end of the book. But anyways, so you're going standard vac suit and your laser weapon, which is the EH-13, if I remember.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like my rifle.
Okay. What about Sarda? We know you're wearing your standard suit, I assume.
yeah. And then I'll have stunner and the other pistol.
Okay.
And med kit and yeah.
Okay. So I will just start with the first monument. You guys make your way to the first monument. Mel and Pappy, go ahead and roll 2d plus your endurance modifier.
Endurance. What is this endurance you speak of?
There's Mel with his headache.
Jesus. Oh, I rolled with -2 because I didn't recuperate the 2 endurance.
Well, you would be fully healed at this point, so that's actually a 7, or that's actually a.
So this should have been with temp with -1, 2.
So it should have been plus 0, so that would be a 6. That would be a 6. So, yeah, you get a headache, but you're not feeling nauseous or anything like that. Pappy, on the other hand, you're not feeling any pain, but you do feel like a slight dizziness, but it's not inhibiting you in any way. Sarda,
something about this place just feels off, but I'm not like, I can't be here.
Right? Yeah, you're not running away like the one time. Sarda and Bocephus, both of you can roll a telepath plus psi check. Nice. So both of you get close to this thing and you're kind of looking at the swirls, patterns, and wavy lines. And for you, it triggers somebody else's memories of the beginning of the Droyne's voyage. And how, and this was even, this was like the very beginning where the Droyne crew actually are boarding their ship and they all feel like they have this great sense of purpose and that they are going to set off for the far end of the Great Rift, the edge of this galaxy. And they know that their mission is, they have the confidence of knowing that their mission is not only necessary, but it is the right thing to do. It is correct. And they are confident that others, when in this case, others being Droyne, will follow them and assist in this endeavor of wiping out this entity. And then the memories kind of fade away.
Okay. We need to go to the second one and rinse and repeat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at this monument, the second one triggers yet more memories, and this time it is fast forward a little bit, and they are memories of the mistake that the scientist Tyavask made when with the work that he had undertaken by the crew, and that Treskvuse had to contain and undo the error. And if you remember, this was when you entered that underground Droyne facility and found him still there. You know, he was a mushroom person, but
we had a special moment.
Yes. And so his consciousness had been for 300,000 years had been containing this research facility, containing the entity and stopping it from breaking out. And these guys showed up and he was like, please kill me. The third monument triggers more memories, this time of the Droyne crossing the Great Rift. And they're afraid of the Leviathans, the space whales. They have a primal fear that you can feel. It's almost a genetic fear of the Leviathans, and they nevertheless continue. And there's really no explanation as to what this fear of the Leviathans is. They did attempt to study them a bit before they landed on the frozen star, and they built a monument to their voyage. The fourth monument triggers memories of the long stay on Zeta 2 and the efforts to create a form of plant matter that was fully resistant and inimical to the Deepnight entity. That there was some mixed results in that, and you again have that in your labs. And the fifth monument triggers memories of the voyage into this region, into Void Shore, and the exploration of the wonders that they found of the complex star system and the construction of their record of the voyage. There is a overriding sense, a feeling of intense loneliness that you get from these memories. It's as if Oiskrusk and his crew know that their civilization by this point has already fallen in their absence, because the ancients had a great civil war and basically wiped themselves out. And these guys would have been essentially the last, or at least they would think they would be the last of that species. They have no way of really confirming or knowing this, but it's almost like they can feel it on some level that their people are no more. And they resolve to complete the mission, even if they have to do it alone, if necessary. When you get to the sixth and last monument, this one, for some reason, is completely blank. It's just a smooth orb. And there's no memories triggered from it.
Does that one seem like it's never been carved, or like it's been smoothed off?
No, it looks like it's never been finished.
Oh no.
Huh.
Okay. Look, we are coming up with a lot of revolutionary information that I'm really beginning to think that, I mean, we are adding to the entire history of all, I mean, just so many questions and stuff that we are getting answers to, like this Civil War and other things. I'm really starting to think that, you know, perhaps we ought to get together a crew and let them try to take one of the scout ships and take everything that we learned back. Go back, go home, and we push forward.
Going around to all of these monuments and getting all of these memories takes a little over 7 hours, because you got to figure this is a very large site and you're traveling in between each of these. So
Sure.
you're now that you have all this information, you're thinking maybe that you want you guys to take, if I understand this correctly, you want you guys to take like the Destinex and send Revelation back to charted space, and you guys continue.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we take one of our scout ships and some NPCs and get together an excellent crew and outfit it as best we can, you know, so we're reasonably assured that they can make it home, and send them back. So that way everybody gets, I mean, whether we fail or pass or anything, I mean, the location, our path here, we're getting close to the terminus point. And then, I mean, just the breakthroughs alone we got, if we fail, at least, you know, we've put all of our people on the path to developing, immunizations and things like that. I mean, a lot of stuff that could save a lot of lives if it got back home, possibly. And I mean, I'm just beginning to think that, if we are on a suicide mission, we ought to do something to make it worth something.
Well, I mean, the fungus has got a basic problem in that it will devour everything on a planet until the planet's all
That's
fungus, and then it'll die off. So if
Mhm.
this thing's continuing to exist, it's got to be bringing in biomass. It's got to be importing it.
Could be.
Well, both Sarda and Bocephus can make a. Well, I don't know if Sarda has this. Biology plus. Science, biology plus intellect or education.
The only science I've got is planetology.
Well, that'd still give you science at 0.
You said biology?
Yeah. Oh, well, shit. See? So both of you made it. So the couple of times that you have that you've run into the entity. So there's been 3 full encounters. The first being aboard Deepnight Endeavor, way out in the middle of nowhere. The second one was on Alpha, and the third one, of course, was in the Droyne containment laboratory. The first time you ran into it, you have noted, and this could have been a fact, you're not sure, this could have been a factor of Alpha. But the first time on Endeavor, it appeared the Shamblers and the entity itself appeared to be smarter than the entity that you ran into on Alpha. On Alpha, the intelligence was almost animal level, bestial, whereas on Endeavor, the infected, the Shamblers, moved with a purpose. And when you were on the third encounter, you found it to be far more intelligent. It would almost, it tried to a couple of times lay traps and ambushes.
So
So the larger the mass of it, the more intelligent it might. If it's a hive mind.
Well, we learned that the larger the mass, the more complex it is and what it can do. We've seen evidence of that when we got to that space station where I did the mind meld with fucking Droyne.
Well, and the other thing to remember is that you have picked up from the entity in the 3 times that you have encountered it, and confirmed this with the third time with Treskviews, the Droyne scientist, that it has some psionic potential as well. Now, whether that psionic potential is because of interaction with the Droyne or not is unknown at this point.
Yeah. I mean, what's really going to happen is we're going to have to find a fucking colony and take a risk and do some studying rather than just annihilate it as soon as we see it. I guess it's a scary prospect.
Your comms come alive, and it is Deepnight Revelation. The bridge, the captain calls down, and he tells you that they have detected something large in the system at the very distant, about 50,000 clicks out, that has changed course and is approaching Revelation. It is traveling very slowly at 0.36 Gs. So it's not in a hurry to get there, but it has actively changed course and is now heading towards them.
Can the
I guess we
entity be
need-
communicated with?
What was that?
Can the entity be communicated with at all?
That's part of the mission. I mean, it's not necessarily. The mission statement is to stop it. It's not go and blow up the planet or kill it to the last spore. Perhaps you can negotiate with it. We don't know. This is going to be really possibly this could be a first contact situation.
Tell
I think
Deepnight
we
to
should-
scan whatever turned.
Yeah, scan it and hail it.
Okay.
And we're gonna head back. Are we gonna head back for this
Yeah, it's up to you guys.
while this ship is going on?
I mean, at 0.36
Well, we-
Gs at 50,000 kilometers out, it's gonna take a bit. It'll take a minute for it to get there. Estimated time probably 3 to 4 hours. About 4 hours.
all right.
We had a little bit of time to figure our life out.
Well,
And
if they go destroy our ship, well, then maybe we can hide here like cowards.
Cowardice keeps you alive.
Yeah.
So at that range, they'll have no visual, minimal thermal, no EM signature, minimal active radar and LiDAR, which is probably how they detected it in the first place, and nothing on passive NAS or densitometer. So, I mean, at this range, they're going to have to wait for it to get closer before they have more information. Because it's way the fuck out there.
Track for change of speed at the very least.
That they can do. So let's see.
If that shit accelerates, we want to know.
Yeah, so active radar, LiDAR, presence or absence of activity, and minimal thermal. They can tell if it's hot or cold. It is giving off a heat signature, but the heat signature is localized.
It might be a biological too. There's no telling.
So what do you guys want to do? Did you want to head back to Revelation, or do you want to hide in the orbs?
Oh, I think we should go back to Revelation is my vote.
Yeah.
Well, when you said it's coming at us slow, how slow?
0.36 Gs of thrust.
So that gives us how much time before they arrive?
About 4 hours.
We can look at one more of these things, right?
Well, you've looked at all of them. I mean, the last one was smooth. It's got no engravings. When you approach it, your headache lessens, and Pappy doesn't seem to be as dizzy. And both Bocephus and Sarda get no telepathic memory off of it.
All right. Well, let's
This
just
one really is just dormant.
or they never finished it.
Alrighty then. I mean, if that's all, if we've done all the things there are to do down here,
So
Yeah,
following these
Yeah.
memories of the orbs 1 through 5, that's pretty much up to your present point in the memories of as far as you've traveled. The
Man,
conclusion would be could be that they were to come back and finish this orb after they had completed their mission at Terminus Point, and they never came back.
I mean, are we still? We're not back in the ship and left yet, right? We're still kind of talking.
Yeah, you're still.
I want to put my hand on the blank orb if we're still there checking it, and I want to try to imprint the memories I have of this and see if it'll take. I want to try to telepathically imprint here on this.
Sure, let's see. I would think that would be a telepathy send thoughts.
All right.
Go ahead and give that a shot.
How about 13?
Holy shit. Okay. So, you guys see Bocephus touch this smooth orb and kind of concentrate for a minute. And around his hand, or from underneath his hand, you start to see swirly lines and stuff imprint on this blank orb. What are you imprinting?
I'm going to tell our story about where we've come from, and all the, how we met the Droyne guy. What's his name? And he had ended up getting infected, and he gave us information.
Okay.
And I want to try to also leave an imprint of my second level anti-fungus inoculation immunization stuff.
Okay. So yeah, he holds his hand there for about 2 minutes, or I'm sorry, about 20 seconds. And this orb, you just see these swirling lines and pictographs engrave themselves out from under his hand into this orb, and you imprint it with your memory.
Hell yeah.
Do we get the feeling of having to make a headache check again?
Yes. So both Mel's headache kind of starts to come back, and Pappy, your vision kind of blurs a little bit once this process is complete.
Right, it's a transmitter, just like a full-on. You just made a new transmitter out of this thing.
Yeah, I have some serious things to write in my Scientology, not the fucking religion Scientology, the psionic science. Well, that's important.
What is it they call it? The Thetans? We got to go log our Thetans.
Yeah.
You're going to go do an audit.
Right. But yeah, I want to. Well, I'm just saying, that is a discovery. I'm definitely going to put that in my little personal log or whatever.
So essentially, part of what you would be putting into your log is that these monuments are some form of record keeping that is technically ancient artifacts. This is ancient technology. Nobody's ever seen anything like this before.
Yeah.
Even at the archaeological sites for ancients that have been found in charted space, nobody's seen things like this.
I hear it, but the idea that you can imprint memories in such a fashion that it comes is fucking. I mean, that's. You would win a fucking science prize if you publish this in certain places in the universe.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
sure the Jodani be highly interested in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
are you guys loading up and taking off?
I think so.
So.
Yeah.
Okay. Pappy, go
Yep.
ahead and make a piloting plus dex.
Yay, we did a thing that was new. Let's get the hell off this rock. Where'd I put that key? There it is.
Ooh, cutting it close again. So Pappy lifts you guys
Exact
off.
same roll, honestly.
Right? Yeah.
4, 1, and 3. Yeah.
So Pappy lifts you guys off, and you start. I mean, there's literally nothing else on this planet except for some higher ocean life, mostly consisting of things. When I say higher ocean life, we're at, like, the jellyfish stage, and plankton, and of course maybe some sea plants, but surface area. I mean, unless you like succulents, there's really not much else growing on the land. So that's about all that was on this world, anyways. And you guys make your way back to Deepnight Revelation, and as you get back to Revelation and dock, you dock and make your way up to the bridge, bringing your report. And by the time you get up to the bridge, the Sense Ops has got a better picture at this point. It has increased speed slightly, and they have a better picture of this thing that is approaching. And it looks like this.
That looks friendly.
No.
That's biological. That's biological as fuck right there. You can't tell me that's not biological. Shoot that motherfucker.
It's also coming in at 112,000 tons. So it's considerably bigger than Revelation. And one of the things that that is immediately noted, so this front end here is kind of dented and flattened, like it has run into something.
Shoot it down.
Oh man, this is the one that's got the fungus on it. Look, you can see the little red glowing shit on the side from the fungus growing out.
Fire up the spinal mount.
Yeah,
Biologics are the evolved version of the fungus.
it's both. I'm just saying, that's the way. I mean, I don't know if we should fire first or talk. I mean, but if we're gonna play this, we definitely,
It is now on the edge of very long and still coming right at you.
Shoot it.
Okay.
Hail it. Can we hail it? Can we send a message?
Light it at the.
Try that first.
Probably right.
Well, I mean, if we try to talk, it's gonna go another step closer and probably be able to start shooting its fungus fucking.
I say we
Crazy
have
beam.
every weapon ready to shoot and hail it once. If it don't respond after one hail, then we can fire. Like, how much time do we have before it gets close to us? Because before we had hours.
Yep, it is increased speed. You're probably, I mean, it's at very long range now. It'll probably be within long range within the next 30 minutes.
Oh, damn. Okay, yeah. We got 30 minutes to hail it before we fire everything. I mean, are our weapons very long range or long range?
That's a really good question. I will look up what the range on that spinal mount is. And
That's a factor.
And other pertinent items. Let's see here.
Are you telling us to roll initiative? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. Hold on.
I mean, it's cool. I can make mine all pretty and automated with this. There it is. Roll initiative.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Ouch. Guess we're doing that thing now.
Yeah, go ahead and ready to
It's
roll an
just so
edge.
people can talk about what they're doing. You know, we're not really getting into combat, but we are.
Wasn't a horrible roll.
What about Sarda? Oh,
Yeah, I'm on there twice. I'm not sure how that happened. But I
I only
rolled the 8.
see you once.
All right, well, I'll just update that to 8. There you go.
All right. All right,
A lot
Mel.
of 8s on this pack.
All right, Mel. So you've been told that this thing has increased speed. It has increased speed from 0.36 Gs to 1 G of constant thrust. It'll probably be within long range inside of the next 30 minutes. Now we are in space combat, and so that means that each round is 6 minutes long instead of 6 seconds. Hold on here.
Okay. I don't have sensors, and yet I'm still going to try to roll it because I want to figure out everything. If we can pick up any defenses, if they've got a gun that can fire this far away, that sort of thing.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll electronic sensors plus intellect or educate. Holy shit! Yeah, look at that. So yeah,
You can roll for shit for resisting psionic stuff, but
you
look at
get
here.
you get a closer look at this thing, and you're looking at it, and it seems like parts of the ship start to come off of it and are moving at a slightly faster rate and picking up speed, and they're leaving that vessel. Like,
Oh, Jesus, we have multiple bogies inbound.
and immediately at that point, the Revelation. So, being an ex-warship, it still has a. I mean, yes, it was demilitarized, but it still has a lot of the same equipment on it that was there initially, and its computer immediately starts to flash red and detects a missile launch. And I was going to.
Are we far enough away that I can use anti-missile sensors to deactivate the missiles?
You can try.
Yeah, I know there's a certain range where they're too close to even try.
So here's the specs on Revelation as far as weapons. Oh, that's what I was going to look at. What is the range on a spinal mount? Let's see here. Spinal mount. Small bay weapon. Large bay weapon. Here we go. So this is a particle accelerator. It has a range of very long. It says plus 8d damage. What does that plus mean? You don't have to worry about the -4 because it is larger, much larger than 10,000 tons. So it will take negatives, negative DMs to a range of adjacent or short range. I don't understand what it's saying for damage. Final amount. What? Sorry, the number of damage dice can become quite high. To simplify, divide the damage dice by the desired multiple and then multiply the final amount by the same number. What is the tonnage on this? Okay, so it does 2dd damage, is what they're saying. Okay. That makes more sense. Oof. Okay.
And what range are we?
So presently you are at very long range.
Okay, so it'll take 4 rounds for the missiles to impact.
Correct.
Okay, that was the part where I was not sure what was going on.
So yes. So are you trying to do countermeasures?
We have that.
I will. Technically, I need to know that they launched. So technically, I need to roll to even be sure they launched.
Well, you know that because Mel just scanned
Okay.
it and said, "Yeah, they're now that he detected them, it's the system is detecting them as a missile launch. These things
What
are
are the-
freaking huge.
What are the point defense batteries type 3 times 2?
Point defense batteries are. I think they are essentially pulse lasers dedicated to nothing more than anti-missile.
Anti-missile use, eh?
Yeah, point defense
I'm
weapons. Type
I'm not
1s do plus 2d to intercept. Type 2 is plus 4d, and Type 3 is plus 6d.
What type of countermeasures do we have on this ship? Are they military or are they regular?
Let's see what it says. It may not tell me, but we will look. Let's see. Got it. Yep, military countermeasures suite, 2 of them.
That's plus 6, I believe, for countermeasures. High guard. There we go.
Is it gonna? Their index is leaving me more, or leaving me with wanting, is what it's saying. Why does countermeasures not come up when I search for it? Oh, here it is. Military countermeasures. Yes, DM plus 6 to all jamming and electronic warfare attempts.
Okay. So on the first round, plus where's my character sheet? Wow, did I get close? Plus 6. So that would stop 6 missiles in the first round.
Okay, I'm just looking to see.
Core rulebook. Is it page?
So these are traveling at 6 Gs of acceleration on a direct intercept course.
So I'm looking at page 172, 173 of the core rulebook
Right.
for missile combat.
But, and this is specifically what I'm looking at here. I don't think your military countermeasures will work. Because these are not technological. They're not it's not using a computer targeting system.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, okay. So
These
these are
things
like
are
chemical
alive.
propelled. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Well, I would try it. It certainly wouldn't, like you say, it wouldn't have no impact because there would be no electronics
Right,
to
but you
interact
wouldn't have
with.
known that until you tried, and
Right.
so you're not getting the telltale connection or ping like
Sure.
you should. This thing's coming back. Uh, it's what your sensors are telling you are weird. On the one hand, your combat computers are telling you that they've detected a missile launch. Meanwhile, your military countermeasures suite is saying, "What are you talking about? We don't see anything." It's
With that being the case, they're probably not heat seeking or target. I mean, evasive maneuvers probably will work very well on these.
right, but they are huge, in the range of like 6,000 tons each. And because of that, your point defense batteries are going to be utterly ineffective. I mean, they can shoot at them, but they're not going to be able to detonate them, or assuming that's making the assumption that they carry a payload. It's not going to be able to detonate them or vaporize them. The point defense batteries simply
Well-
don't have the balls to do it.
If they're really huge and not traditional missile sizes, then maybe we can hit them with beam lasers and shit, or fusion barbettes.
You could certainly try that. The Bioship in 6 minutes isn't going to move a whole lot. It's going to move like that much. And that's all it's doing. Those missiles are incoming. Pappy, what do you want to do? I mean, the suggestion has been made to try beam lasers, so let's see. What have we got here?
Do we have any ships that have weapons that could maybe disrupt them?
Yeah, I mean, you've got the scout ships. They've got I want to say they have pulse lasers. They could shoot them down. But Revelation's got 18 triple beam laser turrets.
Okay, well, we try those first. If those have an effect, cool. If not, then probably won't make a difference to the ships unless we got people who want to kamikaze.
If you want to coordinate that attack, that would be a gunner turret plus dexterity check, and you get a +2 to that. Or no, you might get something better than that. You get software. You get a +5 to that.
Okay, gunner turret +5. Got it.
That's a hit.
Thank goodness for the +5 because that was a shite roll.
Go and roll. So that is an effect of 4. Go ahead and roll 1d times 4.
So roll a D and then multiply it times 4.
Yes.
So 8.
So yeah, 4 of your or 4 of your beam laser turrets actually hit these things, and they light them up, but you can see where the laser has carved damage into them. Obviously, there's no fire because it's in space. There's no oxygen for the fire, but it burns lines along these things. They are still coming.
Any change in trajectory?
No. What you notice, having hit them, and you note that they do not change course, you notice, so typically with a missile, if you had hit it with a beam laser, it usually would explode. If it didn't, for some reason, because it is a chemical reaction, that laser at the multi gigawatts that these things are putting out, it would have pushed it and changed course. You're not seeing that with these, and the reasoning in your head, and being a pilot, is that Missiles usually use a reaction drive. These appear to be under maneuver drive power. Like, these things have their own gravity drive in the back of them.
Oh, hell no.
That seems like a
They turned the
wish
ship
for
into a
us.
missile.
Mr. Bocephus, what would you like to do, Doctor?
I mean, I'm gonna say fire every fucking thing we have.
Okay. You can.
I mean,
you
we-
can make a
we
shot
have-
as well. I mean,
Well, I mean, don't we have NPC guys that are? I mean, we've got.
that was just covered with the
8
beam
crippled-
lasers. But I mean, you could do the same thing again if you'd like. Let's see what else is on here. Well, 18 beam lasers. You're not going to shoot a missile down with fusion barbettes or a particle accelerator. But you do have fusion barbettes
But-
if you want to shoot past the missiles and home in directly on the ship. You could do that too.
Well, I mean, what?
Or you could fire the particle accelerator if you
Let's
wanted.
do the particle accelerator spinal mount.
Okay.
That was absolutely going to be what I was going to do. Let's light this fucker up.
So this is going to be a gunner capital. Is that right? Hold on.
Oh, I don't have that. We have to have somebody on board that has that.
More than likely, yes. Hold on here.
I mean, that. How stupid would it be to not have anybody that can shoot the
Yes.
fucking main badass gun on
Yeah,
the ship?
it is gunner. It is gunner capital to fire a spinal mount.
Yeah, I don't have that. I have gunner turret.
Well, I mean,
But,
that
I
would still
mean-
be gunner 0 plus your dex, and you
Right,
get
but
a
I'm
and you get a
saying
plus
why-
5 to that for fire control.
Okay,
I mean,
Then,
I'm just saying.
right, all right.
Keep in mind, you're on a ship full of nerds and scientists, so there's probably not going to be a whole lot of people that have.
12.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Well, no,
Roll-
I'm just saying that there should be somebody in the crew that is skilled in firing the capital.
Definitely,
gun.
but they're not going to
That
be.
would-
They might have Capital 1, so it would have been the credit
That
That
card.
would seem to me to be a massive oversight on the part of the people who
The
set this
part.
out.
Well, the particle accelerator wasn't left on the ship to be a weapon. It was left because it was
Yeah.
because Deep Night.
Officially,
Well, no, really. It was left on the ship because Deep Night LLC wanted to use the particle accelerator for experimental purposes for science reasons, because they can use it for lighting up nebulas or atmospheres or what have you. The Navy initially wanted to put a much weaker, smaller spinal mount in there, and then looked at the spreadsheet and said, holy shit, that's going to cost us a lot of credits to pull out, because the ship's built around the spinal mount. It's going to cost us a ton of money to pull this thing out rather than just reclassify it. And so officially, they just rubber stamped it as a scientific endeavor. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they have highly trained capital gunner crew aboard a science vessel that is going to be able to use this thing. There are people that probably have that skill, and you're talking about, a +1 or a +2. +2 would be probably as high as it goes. You're on a ship full of nerds, so they're not that much better than what Bocephus just did, but he did hit. So Bocephus rolled 2d, and it's times
Okay.
10.
I thought it was 1DD, which it would
No,
be
these are-
1D6
These are 2d.
times. Okay.
And so because it's at another starship, it would be 2dd times 10. If it was, a single biological, which you probably wouldn't have hit, but let's just say that you did, it would have been 2dd times 100.
Right. That's why I was thinking it should be times 100, because the double D is a spinal mount wouldn't be at a biological at all. It would be geared, but it's cool. Whatever.
Yeah, 2dd on a starship scale would be times 10. So that's 80 points.
So,
You
yeah.
you first time first time you have ever fired this thing at a military target, and this, you know, what is this range? 25,000 kilometer long lightning bolt blasts out of the front of Revelation like she's clearing her throat and cores this thing, and it's still coming. Mel, what?
Evasive maneuvers. Evasive maneuvers.
Well, I mean, you have places to go, and opportunities to do it. You've got a 3 parsec jump left in the tanks. You could bolt.
Running is an option. We have fired our best weapons, and they did not make the effect we wanted.
Well, he said we cored it, right? So we did some damage.
Yeah.
We might not have hit a critical system or two.
Let's see.
On a regular ship, we would have, but these are like those weird biological things, so I don't know.
I will
I
tell
don't know,
you.
but I mean, I thought technically a 12 is a crit, isn't it?
Oh, that's true. No. See, you need 8. No, it's only you need to get it +6 or better. So in order to hit criticals, in order to get a critical, this thing has one hull point per ton, and it's 112,000 tons. You would have to do 11,200 to get a critical.
At 7:30 in the morning, the start blending chickens for all the
I'm gonna pretend I know what that means.
You what?
I said I'm gonna pretend that I understood what you just said.
So it's 112,000 ton. It has 1 hull point per ton. So that means it has 112,000 hull points. You would need to do 11,200 points of damage to get a critical, or get a +6 or better on a shot. So, Mel, what would you like to do?
I don't know what I can do. This is my first ship combat. I don't really know what my next step is, because I was going to push the big red button on the spinal mount.
That's a question. I think I want to say that the spinal mount it has to recharge. I think. Let me double check that. It says we're moving up. Require vast reserves of power. Naval architects might consider using high-efficiency batteries to allow a spinal weapon to be charged over time rather than requiring massive power plant. Okay. So it's implied, but it doesn't say it. Oh, but so Wes, this is a particle beam, so it did deal radiation damage.
Is that a good thing?
Well, it's when a radiation weapon is fired, the target will receive 2d times 20 rads. So in this case, that's going to be... So Wes, roll 2d times 20.
So that's
100.
100
times 10 is 1,000. So everything inside of that ship just took 1,000 rads. Oh, every target within 10 meters. Oh, and every target within 10 meters. So anything outside and around the ship within 10 meters also took 2d times 20 rats. So,
Oh,
so
did that
everybody
get any
inside
of
is
the missiles?
glowing now.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Mel,
good. Maybe that changed them a little bit for the better.
Mel, it's your turn. You can make the call and tell the flight crew to bolt and run if you want, or you can in 3 rounds those missiles will hit.
What do you guys think? Do we bug out?
Yeah, we don't have an answer for those missiles.
All right, then I give the order to bug out.
Yeah, I think what happens is those missiles hit us, and biologicals board the ship, and we fight the biologicals. I think those are biological boarding.
I was thinking the same
Hey,
thing.
So
Those, but
It's like
yeah.
what's up the other capital ship.
yeah,
So you are. I will confirm Wes's theory. So if you remember when you saw the when you saw the Resolute, one of the things
Right,
that you
100%.
noted was that there was a hole in the ship, and things were the deck plating was kind of ripped up and pulled out.
yep,
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, what about that other ship? Isn't that like what happened to that ship?
Like that.
yeah.
And so essentially these things plow in, they send out tendrils that rip up the armor and deck plating, and then deposit ambulators or heavy lifters inside your ship. I think there was a Star Trek Voyager episode like that.
But like, even the radiated shot didn't do anything to like change its course or anything. It was still like, nope, we're coming through no matter what.
It doesn't seem to care. So the other thing about biologicals is to keep in mind that they are it would be debatable if you could count it as sentience. They are
Right.
They are more plant life, and so their imperative is to proliferate, to grow and multiply. And so what that means is that when they come upon something that resists that or is in their way, they get rid of it. It's not a feeling of malice. It's just in their way, and so they obliterate it and keep moving. And that same philosophy for them has moved to space. So I mean, if you want to,
We were nowhere goddamn near them.
Well,
Oh, here's the thing.
There is more to this, and there is more to this.
We have
We just don't know it.
right. We have. Can you bring up the area map of we have a 3 parsecs?
Yeah, you've got 3 parsecs. So, I mean,
Right.
I don't have a map of the area,
we...
but you do have. Hold on here. There we go. So right now, you are at VSX minor C, and you could jump to. I mean, there's 15 other stars here.
Yeah. What I'm trying to, I'm talking about the system map. Can you bring it up?
Oh yeah.
Of this system that we're in.
That I can do.
And see, okay, so we're way over here, right?
Right.
Instead of leaving the system, what if we were to jump over here and try to think of a way to do,
Do an in-system jump?
Well, maybe, yeah, jump right over here, right? And then refuel, and then, be ready to jump again and wait for this sumbitch to come at us, and then nail it with our fucking spinal mount as much as we can, and then jump again. This time we'll jump over here, and we'll rinse and repeat, with all these little small gas giants we can use for refueling. And each time it only takes a J1. It's a futuristic form of kiting,
Right.
And
how much time does it take to get enough to jump to do another J1?
Probably about on a ship this size, you're probably going to be skimming for anywhere from 8 to 12 hours.
But it'd take them a week to cross this system, even at fucking rolling
the fastest that you've seen the main vessel travel is only 1G. Those missiles have a maximum speed of 6G.
But at 6G, it'd take a week to cross this system.
Oh, easily, yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I mean,
so we're just gonna. All right. I mean, I'm not opposed to that if we can make it work.
Well, I mean, we can't absorb their soul if we don't kill them first. And
there can be only one.
Yeah, and so I'm just saying, if we're gonna do something, that there is a strategy in that. We don't necessarily have to run; we just have to back up.
But keep in mind, it's 1 week every time you jump.
That's correct.
Yep.
But so it's 1 week, and we come here, and if that ship is anywhere,
where we are while we're jumping. Like
that's correct. It doesn't know where we're going or nothing, and we don't even have to really refuel for every time. We have a J3 right now. It's just a J1 to do an in-system jump.
Yeah, and your max is J4, so.
Yeah, so
I
mean,
the idea of refueling after the first jump, just in case it doesn't go well.
Yeah, while we have some scouts kind of looking about, trying to make sure we don't get ambushed with our pants down. I mean, it might take a long time, but if we pull this off, I mean that's an achievement. Like everybody in the back of their mind, it'll be like achievement, killed that motherfucker, and then it would talk about what we did.
Yeah, I don't know. How does everybody feel about that?
I'm not. I like the idea of at least trying to hit the main ship again and seeing how it goes. Like those missile things, like they're gonna do whatever they're gonna do. But if we can take out the main ship at least a little bit,
I suppose I should put it on the map. Well, okay.
Or like, because like if we try we've only gone after the rockets, right? We haven't gone after the main ship, or we did go after the main ship.
No, Bocephus hit the main ship.
Oh yeah, that's
I'll
right.
lit that motherfucker up.
That's right. You put a big old hole in it.
I'm definitely curious how many missiles it can fire. I mean, those things seem to be pretty big.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, they're like 6,000 tons a pop.
So I mean, I would imagine it can't fire too many of those off before it runs out of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you are correct, but you don't know how many.
Sure. I'm just saying.
They're coming more or less on a straight line from the ship to where we were, right?
Correct.
Did any of them get in the cross path of the laser when we fired it?
No. Space is
Bullshit.
big. Space is big.
Bullshit. They were on a direct line. They're plants. They're not taking evasive maneuvers. They're coming straight for us.
So if you want to jump, I already made the rules, and that would you would successfully jump if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, that's my vote, but I mean, I'm not in charge.
I gotta like it. That's probably the most. That's probably the best naval tactics I've seen so far.
Yeah, I just
jump the opposite side of the planet, so it wouldn't have line of sight on us.
Right.
In the system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree that I think it's really a matter of how many weeks do we want to dedicate to this.
To beat that thing that's possibly infected with the spores.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of the weeks.
Okay. All right.
I mean, think of the skills we could learn.
Mel,
What's your far skills?
Mel,
During this whole time, we're just training. We're all trained up to the max after like
Yeah.
Mel,
you're
go ahead
fighting
and
this thing.
go ahead and make a electronic sensors plus your choice intellect or education check. Okay. So you're checking out the scans of this thing. Back here, this whole thing is kind of registering on your sensors as like a mix of plant and like cultured bone, and it obviously organic. But back here, you are detecting a large metallic technological device, and you're
The
seeing
jump drive that got stolen.
you're seeing EM signatures back there.
That jump drive that got stolen off the other ship.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the target point right there.
We need to hit that before we do our next jump. Then, like after this first jump, we need to hit that on the next jump.
So do you want to
Yeah.
jump, or do you want to take another shot?
Can we take on the shot right away, or do we need to wait?
They're too fucking close. The missiles are.
They'll be here in 3 rounds.
We can fire in one round and jump in the next.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Since Bocephus brought up that idea, your flight crew has done the astrogation and is ready to transfer power and jump on command. If that's what you want to do.
I see no harm in taking another shot before we jump, unless like it's not going to get to us in that time, unless those things like are accelerating faster than what they are.
Well, I mean 6Gs. They'll be here quick. So Mel, I gave you that roll for free. Is there something did you want to hit the big red button?
I don't have the capital.
You don't have.
weapon.
Do you have gunner at all?
I do not. It would be a bad idea for me to do it.
Okay. Starda, what would you like to do? You're muted.
None of you guys have gunner?
I
I
have
do.
gunner.
I just used it.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah,
all right.
Bocephus does.
I mean, I have gunner, but I mean, I'm also rolling 5 dice with J drive, so I'm probably the one that wants to jump us out of here.
Right?
So I think
I
I'm
have gunner.
just gonna hold and do the jump when they're ready to roll.
Well, like I said, I
It's
already
just my gunner's straight
I
now.
already rolled for the flight crew. They got a 13 on or a 10 on astrogation, a 13 on power transfer, and a 9 on jump. They're solid.
Yeah, cool.
Bioship. Move a little bit. All right, Pappy, what would
Can
you like
you-
to do?
Can I mean, if Mel is doesn't know what to do and he doesn't have that, could you get a fucking sensor lock on the ship,
He could.
please?
Well, he
That'll get.
I would say yes. He did run a scan which discovered the technological jump drive that is surrounded by this biological matter. I would say that would give you a +1 for a sensor lock.
All right, so
Bringing
that'll
the-
make a +6.
+6 total.
Total.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I have gunner without. I just have straight gunner. I only have gunner turret, so I don't have the capital, but I do have a +1 on my dex. So
Yeah, and then you
I'll
get a
at least have a
+6. You get a +6 on top of that.
Do a cold shot. Aim for that jump drive.
You can do a cold shot.
call shot, aim for the jump drive.
Hold on.
Does it take a minus?
Let me see. It says it's in here. That's wrong. Wrong combat check. Space combat. Critical hits. Cold shots. Ships at range of short or less can make, and you're not at short range. So, and there would be a -2 at short range.
Okay, but we're not at short range, so it's
And
just go
not
for it
only
and hope
that,
it hits.
but the spinal mount would also take a detriment. If you were doing a cold shot at the short range, you would probably want to use the you'd want to do a broadside with the fusion barbettes.
Yeah.
We're not getting close enough for that.
Yeah, I wouldn't
So
recommend
fire
it.
the big gun.
Okay.
Fire the big gun. Call it a day.
Go ahead and roll Gunner plus Dex, and you get a +6 on that, and it is a 15. Yeah, that's with the 6. So yes, you hit. Roll 2d.
What was the goal?
8. Oh wait.
That's why I asked.
That's a crit.
That's
Yes,
why
it
I
is.
asked.
So roll the damage first. So roll 2d,
2D.
and it's times 10. Okay.
40.
And then roll 2d times 20. So 100
24.
or
No,
120.
yeah, I was gonna say 120.
120.
So yeah, you core it again, but this time roll 2d one more time. That's 7. Oh. And roll one more 1d. Well, it would be times 10, so that's an extra 10. This time you see the particle beam hit, and this time you can see the outer hull plating, or I mean, it's hard to call it hull plating because it's biological, but you can see the outside kind of bubble up and then rupture and explode away. So you did a critical hit on the hull. It has taken 1 crit on the hull. But Cephas, what do you want to do? The particle accelerator has been shot. So for this round, you would have to use the fusion barbettes.
I'll use fusion barbettes.
Okay. And hold on here. I just need to look and see. I want to say 8. Yes, it has 8 of them.
$13, and if I get bonuses for the ship, that adds more.
That
There's a
would be
laser lock, so
that-
that's 14.
and a +5 for fire control.
19.
So that's going to be another critical. Okay. God damn, that's a +11 to damage. And fusion barbettes, you go ahead and roll 5d +11.
All right, so 27.
Okay, and then take that times 8.
27 times 18.
8.
Here we go. Oh,
5D times 8 sounds better than
200
2D times 10.
right. 216.
Yeah. Well, the reason for that is that there's 8 of them. Hold on here. Let me double check something. Oh, come on. Spacecraft scale target. Page 167. There we go. Scale damage. So. No, times 10 is correct. Okay. No, that just. I think you're right, though. It seems anemic.
Well, let him finish what he's doing, and then we'll worry about if mine should have been more better.
Well, the other thing that is confusing me here is that so the stats for the Deepnight says it's a 2DD weapon, but this says plus 8D, and it's not explaining this difference in damage. You both hit it. See, and this is, for example, 75,000 ton mace on spinal mount inflicts 60D damage. Instead of rolling 60 dice, divide the damage dice by 10, and then roll only 6D. This is a 75,000 ton cruiser. That's why it... No. Oh, I see. Max size is 28,000 tons, which means it should be 8D damage. Pappy, roll 6D.
Oh, okay.
So that's 210. And Josephus roll 6, or yeah, roll 6D. Because you both hit it, and there's another 210.
Does that critical matter at all in these rolls?
No.
Okay. Just asking questions.
Yeah,
I don't know nothing.
Because the critical, the critical still applies because it still has taken one critical to the hull.
Right.
Okay, cool.
And then I just crit with all 8 of these things.
Right.
Okay.
So, going back to that, then roll 2D.
7.
So you hit the hull again. Roll an additional 2D. Another 6. Which puts it now at 2 on its... it's taking 2 criticals to hull. Next critical, if it takes on the hull, will be an additional 3D damage. So, yeah, I mean, you've knocked it down to 111,228 points. Did you? So that was the one round of attack. Did you want to jump?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think we do.
Okay.
Now we know we can hurt it, though.
Right.
Yeah.
And now we know that the stats that were given for Revelation's particle beam is wrong, but that's okay. Okay, so in the week that you were in jump, we will start with that, but if you want to, during that week, it's counted as downtime. You can add another week to study if you want.
All right.
And that puts me to 8 weeks.
Which one? Oh, you were studying VacSuit?
I'm still doing VacSuit.
Good.
And I need a few sessions still.
You can make a VacSuit plus education check.
Are we breaking now?
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. I'll see you later. Enjoy your wedding.
Yep, that'll be a good time, I think.
No,
That's
Have a
next
good
week.
That succeeds.
Fun. Thanks,
Okay,
guys.
so that is 1 week or one session or
One period
one study
and
period
then-
out of the way.
down to 0 weeks. All right, cool.
All right,
Talk to you later.
have a good
It's
one,
fun.
guys.
Take care.